The wait is over. It's ready for war. Live from Dallas, Texas, it's go time!
The boxing world has seen some wild crossover moments, but nothing came close to the night Jake Paul stepped into the ring with Anthony Joshua, the former unified heavyweight champion, the knockout artist. The man built like a sculpted tank with championship experience dripping off him. This fight wasn't just a spectacle, it was the definition of courage, meeting reality. And as soon as the bell rang, everyone watching knew exactly what kind of night Jake Paul was about to have. Let's break this down round by round, because this fight showed the world the truth behind Jake's confidence, the reality behind AJ's calm, and why everybody saw this coming.
Time for our main event of the evening, the problem child Jake Paul, Nathan Diaz. Let's.
From the bell, Joshua didn't even look like he was fighting at full speed. He was intentionally pulling back his punches. Joshua knew people were questioning whether he would go for the knockout or just coast through an exhibition. Eddie Hearn had said it. Joshua's entire team had repeated it. They weren't going to let Jake hit Joshua with anything dangerous, because the last thing they wanted was Jake landing a lucky punch that could stain AJ's legacy.
And on the what ifs, what if we wake up on the night after and Anthony Joshua is somehow on the end of a defeat? What does that mean for him?
Sport, isn't it? Tough luck. Got beat. Disaster. Absolute. I mean, you know, when you talk about legacy, people say, "Oh, does this affect his legacy?" Not at all. If you get beat, does it affect your legacy? That's another question altogether. So yeah, we've got to make sure it doesn't happen and go in there and just serve him up.
So round one was Joshua testing. You could see how carefully he was placing shots, almost like he was making sure Jake didn't get overwhelmed too early. But even while holding back, the size difference was ridiculous. Jake looked like a cruiserweight walking into a lion's den.
He's going to get battered. He's going to get absolutely
preaching to the choir, bro.
Annihilated.
Yeah, take it to just as they turn to the side. That's it, just there. And watch Jake. He looks at him, keeps looking, and then Joshua looks back. Yeah.
Jeez.
Great.
I just, you know, it's incredible, really.
Jake Paul had his moment in round two. He landed a few jabs, stepped in with a right hand, and even smiled when it connected. But the reality? Joshua barely moved. Those punches were nothing compared to what he's taken from elite heavyweights for years.
What do you think about Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua?
Boy. Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league.
Still, Jake tried. He showed that heart people always give him credit for. He wasn't scared of AJ. He wasn't backing up. He was there to fight, trying back all his talk.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua because I know that I will fucking beat Anthony Joshua's ass. He doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends, all this shit, but I want to fight you. I will beat Canelo. I will beat a lot of fucking people. I will not beat David Benavidez.
It's not even close.
Meanwhile, Joshua started placing heavier jabs, testing Jake's chin a little more. You could see the difference instantly when AJ touched him. Jake's head snapped back more than he wanted. This was the moment fans realized. If AJ really wanted to end this fight early, he could have.
It begs the question, if Anthony Joshua ends up inflicting considerable damage on Jake Paul, how much does that reflect on you and Matchroom?
Everything we do in this sport, we want to make it as safe as we possibly can, but we have to accept the risks attached to it.
And this is risky, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it is risky. I think Jake Paul's crazy. I think he's delusional. But respect to him for doing it, and he's getting a load of money.
A lot of people saying this can't be real, you know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition or it's going to be choreographed and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. Just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real. It's 100% real. People asking why is it 8 rounds, not 10? Because I don't think it goes past the first round. So it's, you know, regardless, it's quite irrelevant. I think he steps across the ring and knocks him out. I accept Jake Paul is absolutely mental for doing this. If I was managing or promoting Jake Paul, would I say this is the right move for Jake Paul? Probably not. He's got people around him who actually are saying, you know, Anthony Joshua's chinny. He said it in interviews. It's quite wild, but you know, if that's the world he wants to live in, he'll find out on December 19th.
Round 4 was where everything shifted. Joshua switched it up. His jab sharpened. His movement got smoother. Yes, this was just an exhibition, so you don't usually go all out. But Joshua said Jake wanted the smoke, so he was going to give it to him.
I think he is a smart operator. I think he's managed to put a good team around him to help him achieve his wildest dreams. But in short, I think he's a smart young man. I'm gonna come to fight, and by the way, there's no like stuff in the contract that says that I can't do this. I'm gonna come to fight, you know. So that's what he wants, though. So it's not crazy. He's getting what he wants. It's not crazy. That's what I say. I don't think Jake's crazy. He's a realist. He's a logical man, and he wants to fight. He wants to fight good fight. Jake called me directly. Call me. He didn't call my team. Jake called me. I said, okay, no problem.
Easy money.
Not easy money. We'll see. I'll let you know December 19th, December 20th.
Outside of maybe the financial reward, what is the value in fighting Jake for you? What's the motivation in taking this?
So you've got ability and you have marketability in boxing. Now, unfortunately, how it goes is you could have the two best fighters with the best ability, but they don't have marketability. So they won't be able to showcase their talent to the world because broadcasters won't be interested and fans aren't that interested. So what we need to do is bring the marketability aspect into the ability realm. So that's what I've always tried to focus on, is bringing eyes onto the sport. And young boxers, I always say, don't wait until you become a champion before you announce to the world who you are. It's too late then. You need to get people following you. So by the time you're a champion, everyone's ready to buy a ticket. I want to see this guy, he's in town. And that's why we need to bring the marketability aspect. So I looked at it and said, wow, this is a great opportunity to showcase myself to the whole world. And God willing, my prayers are answered and I get the job done and I hurt Jake in spectacular fashion and I get a victory. All that market then comes over to me and I can focus on other fighters that have pure ability that need this promotion.
And fans saw a different side of Jake here. His footwork slowed, his breathing changed. The shots from Joshua were beginning to wear him down. Jake was still fighting, but he was reacting more, thinking more, and throwing less. Everyone in the arena could feel it, and everyone had already predicted this.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me two-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on. Like, you can't be serious. You can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just ludicrous. It really is.
In round 5, AJ stepped in with real heavyweight timing, real heavyweight power, real heavyweight precision. Jake felt everything. A stiff jab snapped Jake's head back. A left hook followed, then a straight right, and Jake went crashing down. It was the moment everyone predicted for months. Anthony Joshua had knocked out Jake Paul. Clean, decisive, effortless. And just like Eddie Hearn predicted, it looked easy. Because for a fighter like AJ, it was easy. This wasn't a competitive fight. This was the reality of a heavyweight champion facing a cruiserweight YouTuber who dared to test the limits. Jake talked big. Jake believed. Jake sold the fight. But none of that was enough to overcome physics and experience. And this time, Jake finally got hit with the reality check he had been avoiding for years.
I'm knocking this guy out, becoming the CEO of Matchroom Boxing and changing the plans, and it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year.
Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to break his face, I'm going to break his body up, I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting.
Dana White said it long before the first bell. He said fighting Anthony Joshua was a bad idea. But he also said people would watch it anyway because everyone wanted to see Jake get knocked out.
Did you see the fight that's reportedly being worked on for December 19th in Miami?
Did I see the fight being worked on December 19th in Miami?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know which fight I'm talking about?
No.
Fair enough.
Oh, Jesus. That's a fucking bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what. A lot of people will watch that one.
Will you watch it?
Sure. You know what everybody's tuning in for on that one. I think everybody's going to get what they've finally been waiting for.
Dana was right on both counts. Jake got knocked out. The world watched. The clip broke the internet. And hopefully, Jake's delusion is going to wear off now.
I knock AJ out. I deliver what I was supposed to deliver years ago. I deliver what they ran from. I deliver what he asked for $50 million for. I'm going to give him a $50 million knockout.
I honestly listen to what people say sometimes. They're avoided, this person's running. I honestly think some people are deluded. Really, I do think that they've got some sort of a long-term concussion because no one's running. In terms of 50 million, I'm a businessman. If there was 50 million on the table, you think I'm not going to take it for a fight?
The only person who even joked about Jake beating Joshua was Tyson Fury, and even he said it sarcastically. Fury wasn't serious. That's just who he is. He jokes, he trolls, he stirs the pot.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky.
Nobody actually believed Jake had a chance. Not analysts, not commentators, not fans. And by the time Joshua walked out of that ring, the entire world agreed this was always the outcome.
Jake is fine, AJ.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to give him props. Fair play, Jake. That is a big fight.
props.
I mean, AJ should knock him out.
It is a weird one. Like, am I just being stupid? Like, is he not just going to wig him?
AJ by soap being dropped in prison. AJ by brutal Bonnie Blue scene. AJ by just something vile.
Him even stepping up to fight AJ.
AJ two-time heavyweight world champion. Yeah, it's no joke.
Even with the knockout, you have to give Jake credit. It takes courage to stand in front of Anthony Joshua. It takes confidence to step up to a man who has knocked out elite heavyweights.
What's the one best thing that you pride Jake Paul of having that maybe you haven't seen in other competition you faced so far?
From a physical aspect, I couldn't even mention it at the minute. But from a mental aspect, he offered me the fight. Normally, I'm offering people fights. He's told me, come and fight. So he believes in himself.
And Jake did it. He didn't hide. He didn't back down. He didn't run. But the courage came with consequences, and Jake paid every single one of them in this fight.
AJ versus Jake Paul. Do you see the size difference between Anthony? Do you see how fucking
He's
huge
a monster,
that guy
bro.
is?
Yeah.
6'6", 265.
That's huge, dude. That gives me so much respect for Paul though, because I was always just like, he's up fighting like all these old people, or Tyson. I mean, Tyson's still beast, but this dude's fucking. I know, but still,
This fight as a friend of Jake is like, I'm scared.
So what's next for Jake? This is where things get interesting. Jake has options, some realistic, some wild. Option 1 is the Tank Davis fight. This fight once had insane hype. But it fell apart because Tank was dealing with serious legal issues, kidnapping allegations, battery charges by his ex, and a whole mess behind the scenes.
Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis, the fight is in jeopardy. There's another, yes, I said another domestic abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis, and that may either destroy, postpone, change the entire event. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank. When things like this happen over and over, I think this is his 4th or maybe 5th allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera. I don't think that's something that Netflix is wanting to be a part of at that point. I don't know if Jake wants to be involved with somebody like that, which is why they're starting to look for potential replacements.
Jake didn't want that attached to his event. Jake didn't want to give Tank a big payday while he was dealing with that drama. So the fight collapsed instantly.
Yeah, he just represents everything that's wrong with boxing, unprofessionalism, and he's getting what he's reaping what he sows. But I hate working with people like that. He stands everyone up, film crews, everything. Doesn't do any promotion, doesn't do any posts, but it is what it is. And I'm actually glad this all happened this way so that he doesn't get, you know, the biggest paycheck of his life and just continues to be a piece of shit in boxing.
The Ring 4. But now, it's back on the table. Jake versus Tank is still a storyline fans love, and the truth is, the size difference between Jake and Tank gives Jake a real shot. People have always said Jake could beat Tank simply because he is bigger, heavier, and stronger.
Jake Paul, Tank Davis fight got moved to Miami.
I think Jake wins.
Jake's just so big, dude.
I think Jake wins.
This is different because it's similar. It's similar to Logan versus Mayweather, but
Jake has better
Paul
boxing.
now obviously is way more advanced than where Logan was at that moment in time.
I mean, it's just
fucking sick.
I mean, yeah, no, but dude,
Did
Jake.
you ever watch his highlights?
Jake can
He's
crack,
nasty,
man.
bro. He's so sick. I love that guy, bro.
Tank would have the skill advantage, Jake would have the physical advantage. And with the drama between the two, the canceled fight, the heated exchanges, Jake might want that fight next as a way to bounce back. He could use Tank to remind people he's still dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down. Let's run it. Like, I'd be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
There's another route for Jake. He can rebuild against fighters his size. No more heavyweights, no more giants, just competitive matchups that make sense. He took the AJ risk. He faced the music. Now he can reset. As Dana White once said, he should be fighting guys his own size.
Is the burnt bridge with my brother unfixable?
I don't hate your brother. You guys need to fight guys your the same size. When you fought Floyd, you are massive. He did hit you with a fucking bomb, and you fucking ate it. He's gonna fight Gervonta Davis.
Who do you got?
Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than Floyd, but he's too small. Your brother's gonna be able to get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up.
I hear your critique on fighting guys the same size as you. Is that why you guys wouldn't let me fight Conor?
Yeah, you're fucking huge. Conor weighs 145 pounds, 155 pounds.
Yeah, but he says he can beat me.
At the end of the day, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua wasn't about who was better. It was about showing the world just how big the difference is between a talented crossover boxer and a world-class heavyweight champion.
I consider Jake now, I wouldn't consider him like a YouTube fighter no more. I feel like he put in the time. He gotten better throughout like all his fights. Like he done got better throughout all those fights, But it's still like when you fighting like fighters who actually like done it for like their whole life, it's a little different. If that fight happened, it'll be a good money fight. It'll be a good money fight. But that's a tough task for, Jake going to get that big ass heavyweight AJ. I know AJ personally, so that's a tough task, and that motherfucker could punch.
Joshua made the fight look easy because he's Anthony Joshua, a man built for this. Jake fought bravely, but bravery wasn't enough. The knockout was inevitable, the result was expected, and the world got exactly what it came to see.
This is another level. This is a really dangerous. He ain't fighting a granddad. He isn't fighting a grandfather. It's absolute lunacy. It's insane. It's dangerously insane. Is right. I never thought I'd say that in my lifetime, but because he says some crazy shit. But he probably could knock him out with his bell end.
What happens next? That's up to Jake. But if he really wants the Tank Davis fight, this might be the perfect time to make it happen. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.